one thing that we haven't really seen tonight is one team kind of control the other. Thankfully, we had very close matches every single way through. To me, Team Deathmatch 2v2 is pretty new. I'm used to seeing more like 4v4 and even 5v5 from a while back. But when it comes to 2v2, when one team really has dominance control, it really becomes apparent. It becomes as apparent as 1v1 control. It's the kind of thing where you will see pure denial of resources. And we saw a little bit of that on CA2 last map, especially with what I thought was not quite consistent but fairly nice denial, or at least hassling of Adrenaline whenever he went to go get that railgun. But I've been watching several demos to really try to familiarize myself with the pace of how it goes, and most of the matches I've seen were on DM6, but I was really impressed with them. And it's the kind of thing where you'll see, especially on DM6, complete control of the red armor, and then like basically anytime that there's a lull between power-ups spawning, you have the stronger player, I guess the more aggressive player, going on offense and basically trying to sweep the map, trying to clean up fresh spawns, and then of course whenever power-ups happen, you team up.
Yeah, but it is interesting. I think you bring up a good point about comparing it to 1v1. From 1v1, I do not want to call it predictable, but there is a lot of dichotomy between one player keeping and maintaining control over the resources, and the whole game pretty much revolving around that. And as you increase the team size, that becomes more chaotic, but that becomes tempered depending on how well coordinated the teams are. And if you get a lot of really good coordination, then you start to see things like we saw in our second round there, where one player was positioning himself so that he can let his teammate, in this case Adrenaline, make those rails from a relatively safe place, hopefully without fragging your teammate. But that is something that makes it a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more, I want to say, interesting than just a pure 1v1. But also a little bit harder to follow just because there's a hell of a lot more going on.
Welcome, Usurper.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
So, you pretty pumped for tonight? Pretty good? Yeah. I saw that last week. You had a narrow loss there. Only 33 frags separated you from a win. Can you talk a little bit about that game?
I wouldn't call it a narrow loss. I don't know. First map was a DM6, and meta Nico hasn't really been overly active, and I've just been doing my own kind of stuff, playing, nothing really 2 versus 2 oriented. So yeah, we went out there and played, and kind of got raped on DM6, but played DM7, did alright, lost by 1. So bad way to start off.
Okay. Now, since then, have you had a chance to scrim a bit, and do you feel a little bit more confident about tonight, or are you just going to go with raw skill?
Yeah, so this game was like 24 hours ago, so no. Yeah, I haven't really done too much in that period. But yeah, and then Exodus Dave's gonna play tonight instead of Nico because he's busy with school and stuff. So.
And help us out for those that don't know the real names. Go with clan names.
Yeah, will do. Sure. So yeah, I think we'll do fine. I think Defiant isn't as tough of a team as we played last night.
Okay. Yeah. So which is which here? We got Meta and Exodus. Which is not going to be playing tonight.
Yeah. So Meta will not be playing. Exodus will be playing. And he just texted and he's on his way home from class right now. So.
A little
Now,
bit
one
of
of
the
the
history, if I can, Grease,
Yeah,
if
go.
you don't mind, just real quick. K9's been around the Quake scene, both in TDM and somewhat in dueling, certainly in 2v2 for, I guess, going back from the original release of Quake 3. Ain't that right, Usurper?
Yeah, I mean, some of those stuff is kind of before my time, but I guess as the story goes, there's this guy, Brandon, aka Alcazar, who kind of formed things initially. And this is back during the Quake days with Fresh and, you know, Death Row and all that. And back then, they went by Lucifer's Angels, and then I don't know, they did some Q2 stuff with, like, the 10 network and all that, and then during, you know, during Q2, I was kind of doing my own thing. I ran like a West Coast server, the Jade Garden, and all that. And then once Quake 3 came around, I'm from the Bay Area, and K9's from the Bay Area, and it just kind of seemed like a natural fit. But I think Q3 is kind of pretty much when we had our heyday. I mean, that pretty much was Quake's heyday, I would say. You know, and since then it's just kind of been everybody's. I don't know, you know, it is. People have their lives and move on and kind of help some new folks, but yeah, still around for sure.
That's cool that you mentioned you were the host of the West Coast Jade Garden. I was the host of the East Coast Jade Garden.
I never knew there was an East Coast Jade Garden. Right on.
Yeah, for those who go back and do any of the history search, talk about strong teams coming out of the West. There's always been this the West Side, East Side battle going on with leagues, and there's always a line drawn in the sand as to, you know, the west of the Mississippi, east of the Mississippi. Well, really, it's west of Texas or east of Texas because of, you know, ping being so dependent in this game. K9 was is still, I think, a strong powerhouse in the west, along with Best in the West, who's the other team. If you look at the West Division, Mob was strong back in the day as well. They're around that make up some of the Abuse team players.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, it was like XIL, Mob, Abuse, K9. Those are kind of the West teams. And, you know, they were all good. Oh, X-Band too, XBN. I mean, you know, West has had their good players, you know, it's like folks like Thresh and 04 and Immortal and Machiavelli, but, I mean, I think team-wise, it's always been kind of dominated by East. I don't know why that is, if it's just more people or what, but that's just kind of how it goes. And it's always difficult too, because I mean, really, I don't think anybody likes playing with 60, 70, 80 ping, and you can't really get those kind of matches between East and West without doing that. So.
No, I
I
hate House.
I got your back.
Yeah,
You hate the TV show?
that too. Yeah,
Is that the show or the team?
You know, I've never seen a whinier man get his own TV show. What the fuck? All right, we're going live here, guys. In 5.
Quick live, quick live. You just pissed on my Cheerios, sir.
Yes, I did, and it felt so good. All right. Dish is making his way up to the rocket launcher.
Oh my
He is
God.
a fresh spawn. He's getting MG down, 57 health. Let's go and take a look. Looks like his opponent went and grabbed a royal gun, I would imagine. Let's go take a look. We got Serb heading over to the red armor, looking for a bit of armor coming up in about 5
Exodus
seconds.
gets Mega.
Nice.
Now,
Exodus
K9's
actually
trying
is
to
in
hanging
really
around
good
red
shape
armor,
Yeah,
and
Exodus.
Serb did grab red armor.
Oh,
the
nice
quad's easily
quad
going to go to
pickup.
Exodus. And he cleans up both.
Yeah, Dish
Nice
was nowhere
work there.
near it.
Yeah, it looks like Defiance kind of forgot to show up for quad, and being at red is one of the worst places to be. Wow. And Dish shows up. Why would you do that? I think he was trying to time it so that he would show up into the room as the quad guy left. But, dude, you can hear those shots. And Dish showed up to die one more time. What is he doing?
I think he because originally Exodus was going down towards the middle hallway, and I think who was an Exodus heard that and tried to time that and kind of went way too early. Pretty much got butt plugged for it. Shit happens.
Yeah, twice actually. He got butt plugged and shot in the face. So getting it from both ends there. Dish, we're gonna start calling him Deep Dish, and we're not talking about pizza.
No, you can just call him Apple User.
Okay.